All right, greetings and welcome back to the show. I want to thank all of my new subscribers. Thank you. I want to thank you for the people that have actually been commenting and liking. Please do comment and like if these videos help you. It helps grow my channel. It helps me to be able to continue my work with ease, and so on. So also, before we get into the firefly symbolism, which I'm very excited about because I know all of us love fireflies. Who doesn't love fireflies? They're amazing. Like, it's magic. It's a magical existence, a magical thing that we get to see so obviously within our interactions, daily interactions, especially if you were somebody that grew up in a rural area or suburban area and there wasn't a lot of light pollution. You always got to see the fireflies. This is a great video. I'm super excited to talk about it. But before we get in, I just want to tell you about the ebook. Make sure that you take a look at that. If you want help on how to build more confidence, how to be more connected with yourself, how to begin to shape your reality and shift it with practical application, please do check out my digital products, which is my digital book, which you can find below. And also make sure that you check out the she breathing video, which is a pranayama, which you can use in conjunction with the book and use as a part of your everyday routine to begin to shape your reality and shift it to one that you want. There's many steps to changing our existence. It's not just one thing. It takes four elements to completely shape the reality, and it takes consistency. And this book helps you with that. So make sure you check that out. When you buy it with the she breathing video, it is cheaper than what it is on its own. And the she breathing video is excellent. I'm actually going to take some of the reviews on the she breathing videos and actually put them on the website so that you guys can see the commentary that goes along with the she breathing video because people loved it. But anyway, let's get into the fireflies. So the words that come with fireflies is self, illumination, attraction, positivity, simplicity, self-awareness, love, passion, seasonal changes, and in some cultures, departed souls. The firefly actually uses their light. There's actually a science to the firefly's light. There's over 15,000 species of firefly. 1,500. There's over 1,500 species of fireflies. And they're in the beetle family. And basically, all of these fireflies have different glowing patterns. The glowing patterns is helps the males attract the females that are in their species to them so that they can mate with the correct species in its specific fireflies family. The name of the species is called lampridae. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Lampridae. Either way, it's obvious that the word lamp is included in that word. So when we know about lamp represents illumination, seeing powerful lights, which sometimes can be deflecting of real lights. So there's that. There's this duality of false light, and then there's this duality of real light, real illumination. And we see that right now playing out on the planet, like a lot of people that are saying that they're illuminated, and then people are starting to discover that these people aren't illuminated, even in the celebrity lights. Those are people that are considered, the illuminated, the people that are illuminated. But it turns out there's a lot of dark practices that have been being applied in their regular lives daily, by the small group that we call celebrities, and not everyone, but the majority of them that were, in the public's eye for a long periods of time, associated with Hollywood, that are ridiculously famous. A lot of things came out about them that weren't so illuminating. So, that could happen in so many different ways. You can have somebody that isn't a celebrity, a role model, and things like that, and they come off illuminated, but they're not. So, and don't get me wrong, everybody's learning and we're all growing, but it's very important to be able to perceive the right type of light and being able to attract the right species to you, right? Just like the light, just like the, just like the fireflies, how they use specific light patterns based off of their species to attract the right female to the males to make sure that they're mating with the right species. So the same goes for you about, setting off the right patterns, making sure the people that you're talking to match that pattern, even in relationships, because we're talking about mating, right? Making sure that the people that you mate with, the people that you create long-term relationships, whether that be romantic, friendships, or whatever, that they are attracting and illuminating the patterns of light that you want to have within your life. So for instance, if you're someone that wants to quit drinking or you don't drink anymore, maybe you should hang around people that don't do that, and you should find a healthy activity so that you can attract people that are not into that. It's like, it could be so many different things why the firefly is showing up to you to illuminate you or illuminate your mind about something, about a pattern, or you become illuminated about a pattern that keeps existing within your mind psychologically or within your reality. So this is very powerful. So really interesting thing about the firefly also is that it has the same chemical that the scorpion has that makes the scorpion be able to glow in dark at night when a blue light is shed upon it. It's called luciferin. Luciferin is the compound that generates light, and luciferase is the chemical that acts on its oxygen that activates the luciferin within the firefly's abdomen, which we may sometimes call a butt, but it's actually an abdomen. And the abdomen is called, hold on, I'm looking at my notes. It's called the lantern. Their abdomen is called the lantern, and it's in the abdomen has this exoskeleton shell around it. So it's really interesting when we think about even just pausing right there on the abdomen and the lantern. In Qigong, it's understood that all of the meridian points come to a certain point at your abdomen, which is a strong power point. All of the channels of each meridian in your body, all of the different funnels of meridians come into the abdomen and make a very strong power point, which we call in Vedic astrology and in yogic practices, the sacral chakra, right? Which is the orange chakra, which is where all of your desires are, where all your passions are. And that's why, the firefly represents passion, because in its abdomen, it has its lantern. And in our abdomen, we have our lantern, which is our desires, our passions, and things like that. And of course, we have to keep those things in balance. But ultimately, for you to stay on a specific path, you have to be passionate about something. You have to desire something to be able to sustain many obstacles that you may face on the journey to getting there. So that's why, the abdomen and your abdomen and the firefly's abdomen have something in common. And there's much to be learned from there. So going back to the luciferin compound that generates light, and luciferase is the chemical that acts on its oxygen to activate the luciferin, which can activate the luciferase and ATP, which is a chemical that is the source of energy for use and storage at a cellular level. Basically, this creates like a type of like friction internally within the abdomen of the firefly. And what it does is, in result to that friction, it basically needs to release the tension that's been created. From there, that's where the light emitting happens. And this is all activated through oxygen, through the breathing of the firefly that activates this emitting light. So every time a firefly breathes, it's activating these chemicals. What is a chemical, luciferin, which we also talked about finding in the scorpion, which also represents illumination, but in a different level, because the luciferin that's activated within the fireflies is always being seen and always being shown. But the Scorpio has to travel in the darkness. The scorpion has to travel in the darkness and likes to move in crevices, and you only can identify it if you have a blue light. And we have to think about that. I know this isn't about scorpions, but just to make a comparison for a second. Blue is associated with archangels, and angels is a word that's synonymous with angles, meaning angles of light. So blue is also a color that is about healing. The sky is perceived as blue by the collective, by our eyes, and so is shoot. So is the ocean perceived as blue. And blue is typically associated with royalty and also with the throat chakra and expression. And expression in general is very healing. If you look at all of the people that use their voices to make money and inspire people, these people heal people. Music heals people. That's throat. That's using your throat chakra, which is blue. When you think about, what you call it? Sorry, when you think about speakers, they're using their throat as well to heal people, whether it's healing people with information that they could not see that these people discovered, and then they gave it to other people, which illuminated them. So blue is very healing when we're talking about using blue light to be able to see the scorpion, healing light. So going back to, so that's the comparison on the firefly versus the scorpion and the Luciferian. And then remember that, Lucifer. I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Lucifer. So anyway, so also remember that this is also a form of protection because it's highly toxic. So there's not a lot of prey when it comes to fireflies. The reason that they've been having a depopulation lately is because of light pollution, because it makes it hard for them to be able to identify their mates and properly mate with the right species. So light pollution is also negative, has a negative result on us too, that I won't cover in here because that is a large topic. But the bottom line is Lucifer or Luciferian is the light bringer. And as you can see, all of the animals that carry this chemical are considered animals that bring enlightenment, or animals that actually operate or more seen at night. So there's a connection there. Another interesting thing that I found out about the fireflies is that light bulbs actually generate 90% of their light from heat, and only 10% of light that is produced from a light bulb is just based off of light. So it shows you how light and fire are not the same thing, but fire can be, or heat in general could be the creation of that light. So when you think about the firefly, or when you think about us in comparison and just even that metaphor with the light bulb, we go through certain things that create friction that open us up. It's like being cracked open or chiseled open, thrown into the fire that illuminate us, that make us lighter. So we might carry a heavy load. We might be going through a heavy thing, whether we like it or not, because I'm going to tell you right now, most of the time I don't like it, but it is what it is, right? And those things, once we're illuminated about the toxicity that we're experiencing, we start making changes. And as we start to see results, we become lighter. We start emitting light. But it's the friction, which is the heat, that produces the light, just like the luciferin compound that generates light after it interacts with the luciferase that's created through the breath, which is oxygen. And we already know that breath and spirit is the way that life exists on this planet. This is deep. When we're talking about firefly symbolism, if you're seeing it, whether it be on your shirt or somebody else's shirt, whether you see it in daytime. I mean, if you see a firefly in the city, that's rare. So that's definitely a symbol, like a rare moment where a firefly is not usually seen and you see it. This is what the firefly is trying to tell you. It's about illumination. It's about attraction. It's about simplicity. It's about awareness, self-awareness, most importantly, passion, love, and possible seasonal changes. That's pretty much covers the firefly symbolism. This video was a lot longer than what I thought it was going to be. Thank you so much for listening. Do remember that the ebook and the Qigong exercise is available. And I do have services as well. So you can check all of that out at childrenoftheoldworld.com. This is Mama Mia the Muse by order of Ornicus Orca. Thank you.